What's up, everyone? It's Phoenix here, bringing you guys another reaction. This time it's what my trip to Japan was like from JaidenAnimations. So let's get right into it. Here we go.
In October, I went on the first vacation I've been on with my family in years. My dad works super hard all the time, so normally it would be either my brother, mom, and me, or just me and my mom, and even those vacations became pretty sparse. It's been over 10 years since we've all had a family vacation, and all of a sudden we have a week to be squished together in a foreign country. So how'd this one go? Day 1. We arrived at the Tokyo airport after a nice and easy 11-hour flight and got off the plane like, wow, I can't believe we finally made it. We've been planning and looking forward to this trip for almost a year, and it's finally happening. How do we get out of here? We walked around the airport for 2 hours trying to figure out what we had to do, which train we had to get. We lost Dad for like half an hour in the sea of Asians. I'd already expected the worst and thought he was dead, but no worries, turns out he wasn't taken out by the Japanese mafia. My mom had to get train tickets and he had to take care of the luggage, so we split up and planned to meet at a ticket counter, but little did we know there were 2 of them on opposite ends of the floor, and as the stereotype goes, they looked exactly the same. So my parents were just grumbling and waiting for each other to show up at the opposite ticket stand with no method of communication because we didn't have Wi-Fi yet. After figuring that out and getting to the Tokyo station, we had to use the subway to get to our hotel. None of us grew up in the city, and using the subway was new to us, so we had to look at the train station map to see what to do, and is this the Windows 98 pipe screen? People who use the Metro daily, or even just know how to figure that stuff out, because that's like a whole Bill Gates secret code, and the consequence of making a mistake is paying to be plopped in an area you never wanted to be at in the first place. We didn't even know how to start reading the map, so my dad resorted to the only logical option. Do you speak English? Do you speak English? Konnichiwa. Please, help us.
英語話せるわけねえじゃねえか、外人のバカ。迷子になれ。
A good 90% of the time we were not knowing where to go, so my dad would keep walking up to random Japanese people and trying to communicate with them in English, even though we were in a country that doesn't speak English. When he obviously wouldn't understand, he would just try to say it all again, but slower, like that was gonna make a difference. But we found a guy named Paul who helped us out. Thank you, Paul. Konnichiwa. Japan is super different from the States. I didn't really know what to expect, but my mom and I were super hyped after experiencing and learning about the culture. Dad and Jax, not so much, but they liked the food. So here's what happened. First morning, woke up early to do a Tokyo bus tour. This time, after our best friend Paul taught us the ropes, we were experts at navigating the subway. We got on the wrong train. We stopped at a cafe for breakfast, and it was at that point where I realized I wasn't going to be able to use the image translation app I downloaded to try and make communication easier while we were there. It would have been super awesome to just hover the camera over the Japanese symbols and have the phone immediately be like, hey, this is what this says. But it wasn't working the way I thought it would. I don't speak Japanese, but I'm pretty sure they weren't selling a surprised egg topped with the first his wife. I don't think that's a thing. Who married an egg and won? The tour was fun. We went to a forest with some shrines, saw some sumo wrestlers, went up the Tokyo Tower. Pretty cool Asian stuff. Second day, we walked on Japan's big famous crosswalk that looks like the B-movie's traffic system. Pressed F for the dog that waited 9 years for his dead owner to return from the train station. I love you, Hachiko. Went to a hedgehog cafe. Got on the wrong train. Spent way too much money at the Pokemon Center. At a big arcade. And then collapsed into bed. I should probably slow things down a bit so you can really take in. Day whatever! Wrong train! Rice triangles! Tiny banana snack! My brother said it tasted weird. Walking tour! Oh god, my legs hurt. More noodles! Went to sleep. We had another bus tour around Kyoto, and one of the stops was this 1,000 golden statues temple that was really cool, and we learned about a bunch of gods. One of which I, a Pokemon master, already recognized since it was the inspiration behind Thundurus. Another one of the stops on the bus tour was this temple called Kiyomizu-dera. And there's a whole backstory where some people would do this thing called taking the plunge, which was seen as a bold and desperate, extreme wish-making act. So it's simple. What you do is jump off the 43-foot temple balcony and not die. That's literally it. I'm not joking. In the Edo period,
Wait,
people
what?
believe that if they put their lives in the
Oh.
hands of Kanon, the god of mercy,
That
you'd
was
be
a
granted a
joke.
wish, given you don't die, because he doesn't give wishes to corpses. During that time, 200 people jumped, and 85% of them survived, which I'd say is actually a pretty good ratio. One woman apparently even jumped twice. Hey, my wish didn't come true. Well, I guess I jump again. Well, I don't jump anymore, which I think is fair, I guess. That wasn't even where I was going with that place. There's this little shrine area at the foot of the temple with 3 waterfalls, each representing either longer life, wisdom, or love. And if you drink from one of them, it's believed that you'd be granted that particular category in life, but you only get 1 drink. Thirsty hoe. So I go up there with my long cup on a stick we get, and was watching what everyone else was doing. They would get the water in the cup, wash one hand at a time, then pour some water into one hand to drink from, and let the rest drip into the pool below. Anyway, cutting to the chase, basically, you're in the presence of some pretty intense wisdom right now. Also, there was no place to dry your hands afterwards, so I got wisdom water all over my pants. After that, we saw the 1,000 red gates. You're allowed to walk under them, but apparently it takes like 3 hours to get through them all, and we didn't have that time, so we walked under like 10 and called it a day. After waking up with a French toast that was lightly dusted with a pound of sugar, my mom and I went to the Studio Ghibli Museum. I can't express how incredible that place was. I would recommend it to anyone who has an appreciation for Ghibli, or animation, or art, or anything. I'd show you how mesmerizing it is in there, but there's no filming or photos allowed inside, so no spoilers here. I'm a child of the law. But I did snag this picture of the kids' play area because I thought it was adorable. And sometimes you just gotta break the rules when it's important, okay? We went to a conveyor belt sushi place, and Mom had never been to one before, so she got overwhelmed and just immediately grabbed like 5 random things. I've been to one once before, but my skills aren't anywhere near coordinated. So when I tried to put the wasabi bowl back, I ended up clogging a bunch of plates and ruining a section of the sushi harmony. Just really obnoxious, and I felt really bad. The next day we almost got on the wrong train. The wisdom juice is kicking in. We went to the Sega arcade with 8 floors. That was immensely intimidating. You know how you go to an arcade and there's always some Asian kid who's an absolute god at a game, and there's a little crowd watching because it's so mesmerizing and we're all pathetic. This is their hive. This is the enlightenment mountain they climb for 80 years and consume nothing but tears of tigers. Car racing, combat games, even the children were getting spit out the womb playing like monks. I don't know what game this is or the objective here, but the aura around him is screaming, "Leave here and never come back, unworthy rat." We were also introduced to this
I think
dance
that's
game I've
Osu.
never seen before called
I don't
Dance
know.
Rush Stardom. It's like DDR, but with less arrows and 100% more late 90s Melbourne shuffling. My brother and I tried to play it, and it felt like the whole country was like, oh god, why are they here? They look Asian, but they're white as crackers. But we were out of it, so you know, go konnichiwa yourself. Then we left and got on the wrong train. But the last night
Asian,
we
but
went to
they're
this robot show, and
white
let
as
me tell you,
crackers.
this place was insane. So the main attractions of the place are these giant flashy robots and stuff. But I gotta talk about these drinks and light bulbs they were selling. They were crazy with all their blinking colors and such. It was like a little rave in a cup. Like, dude, who comes up with this stuff? Benjamin Franklin wishes he did, I'll tell you that. You got to choose from like 4 drink choices, but most of them were alcohol, so I got this peach juice instead. I'm legally allowed to drink now, but I'm not the biggest fan, and who knows how outrageous the drink would have looked if I was a bit tipsy. Anyway, definitely one of the most insane things I saw there, for sure. Top of the list of the entire show, nothing compares to the little light bulb. Japan was so much fun, and it's become one of my favorite memories with my family. But the thing is, when I started this script, I wanted to briefly mention what we did so I could talk about how much trouble I had getting back home, because that was a whole situation of classic Jaiden I thought you would enjoy. But here I am on page 4 of the script, and I haven't been able to talk about anything. I don't like breaking stories into different parts, but we're not animating a 20-minute video. I'd rather put my hands in the life of Kanon. Twice. So yeah, see you in a few weeks with that. Hey, thanks for watching. So a bunch has happened since the last video. YouTube Rewind was posted, so that's cool.
Oh, there's a
That's cool
chair.
too. And then it became the most disliked video on YouTube right now. Very cool. I threw in a bunch of memes in my part because I speculated YouTube wasn't gonna do it themselves.
Yeah.
But I was right. And people have been enjoying that a lot. like, my god, it blew up. People found the majority of them, but I thought I'd tell you the real answers. So everyone got the sub to PewDiePie thing,
Yep.
and the Smash letter, and the
Uh-huh.
Logan KSI fight.
Yeah.
But I also had a book that said Sociopaths 101 on it. That
Oh!
was too small for people to see. This little bonsai tree was a little tribute to the famous forest in Japan at the beginning of the year that someone did an oopsie in. And next to it is a little squirrel, because shout out to my buddy iDubbbz for his squirrel series this year. I just liked it a lot. Everyone thought this was a reference to Felix's bitch lasagna, but when I made it, it was the somebody touching my spaghetti meme, because that and Uganda Knuckles were the January memes of 2018. But it
okay.
can be bitch lasagna too, I don't care. Things have been crazy because of Rewind, so thanks for enjoying
Wow,
that. I wasn't
so
expecting
amazing.
this response at all. I
Oh,
was
man.
just messing around and stuff, but hey, I'm not complaining. This whole ride has been super fun to be a part of. You guys are hilarious, and the memes from this have made me laugh so much, and I feel overly appreciated. That's all for now.
Wow.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for the memes.
Jaiden
In
is
a
even
year,
more
we get to see if
awesome.
I'm not allowed to be in Rewind again because of this. And if so, it was worth it.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. I mean, come on. She literally made YouTube Rewind what it was. Well, not what it was, because it was most disliked video in the whole, in all of YouTube. But it was really enjoyable to watch her part of YouTube Rewind, because it had things that weren't supposed to be there. There was, PewDiePie's chair, PewDiePie stuck in. There was the sub to Pewds. There was, as you said, there was the Suicide Forest. There was the sociopath thing referencing Logan Paul. No, not Logan Paul. Jake Paul. Documentary series with Shane Dawson, and that was really great. I think that it was definitely worth it. I loved all the little Easter eggs that she put in, because YouTube didn't have that stuff, and that's what made it so bad, because it didn't reference those stuff. It didn't have those things in it. And it was unfortunate to watch, because first of all, it was so cringy. Second of all they did was reference Fortnite. I mean, that's not all they did, but it was the majority of the things. And the fact that Jaiden swooped in and basically saved YouTube Rewind from getting even more dislikes was really awesome. I know people have mixed feelings about whether or not PewDiePie should be in YouTube Rewind or not. And honestly, I don't really care. I mean, I think that as like the number one creator on the platform, he does deserve to be in YouTube Rewind, especially since he hasn't done anything this year to warrant a reason why. But like, honestly, I don't really mind that PewDiePie wasn't in the YouTube Rewind, because I don't think him being in there would have changed anything. The problem with YouTube Rewind is they put in all this stuff to fluff it up, but they don't focus on what the core reasons that 2018 was whatever it was. I mean, YouTube Rewind 2018 was trash because it didn't have the things that were most significant about 2018, like TanaCon, the Suicide Forest, the Shane Dawson documentary. Again, if they don't want to reference TanaCon or the Suicide Forest because they don't want that negative attention, but they could have referenced How to Basic face reveal. They could have referenced the KSI versus Logan Paul. They could have referenced like the PewDiePie versus T-Series is huge, and they completely missed it. And they could have referenced, I think the Tide Pods were this year, the Eagles Super Bowl, Avengers Infinity War. Like, there's an ongoing list of things they just missed. And that's why it is the number one most disliked video in the whole platform. And that's the reason why it was so bad. YouTube needs to stop doing this unnecessary stuff in their Rewind and just focus on like 3 main elements that happened this year. Like, all they have to do is like have 3 things that they mainly focus on, and because that I don't think making it longer or putting more things in there is going to help, because it's it's trying so hard to get everything in there, and it just can't. And when it doesn't do well. I really enjoyed 2014 and 2013 and 2015 the most because it had so many references to things that actually happened and were significant in that year. 2018, 2017, and even 2016 stopped doing that. It started becoming more and more and more to be just one big advertisement, and no one likes ads. I mean, that's why they have ad block. Like, it's starting to lose its meaning behind the whole thing. The whole thing is to celebrate the year and to remember what happened. Basically like a yearbook in a way. And you can't get everything in a yearbook. You just get the most important memories in the yearbook. Right? And that's essentially what I think that YouTube needs to do, is that they need to get together and essentially create a yearbook, not include everyone, because that's impossible, but to include enough people, maybe the top 10 creators. Just really focus on making it important. Because that's what they're lacking, mostly. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave a like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. And peace out, guys. It's been a blast.